Hello, everyone. I hope that this devotional finds you well and healthy. I just want to thank so many of you for your love and support from last week's devotional. I just really appreciate all of the prayers and the comments and the messages that I've been receiving on that one in particular. So thank you so much. I hope that you have had a great week so far. We have just been trugging along. Russ has been busy with work, as have I, and today I was able to make several pastoral care visits, which was so good to just be with people and visit with folks that I haven't seen in a while. And in the midst of it, I recognized that one of my tires was really low. And so I took my car to Tire-Rama in the middle of the day, and turns out all of our tires are getting pretty bald on that particular car I was driving. And so Russ and I had to make the decision that it was time for his Mazda to get new tires. Now, it's never a great day to have to get new tires financially, but it also just kind of threw a wrench in my day. I had lots of meetings and planning to do it, some Zoom meetings, and then pastoral care visits. So I had to cancel a few things, but that is just life, and that is what happens sometimes. And that is what I want to talk about tonight, is a little thing I like to call adversity. Now, sometimes adversity can mean that we are up against difficulties with our car. We have a flat tire, or we are struggling because there's a certain part that's on a shipping container that is off the coast of the Atlantic, or we are standing in line trying to get our oil change, whatever. But a lot of times our adversity is greater than that. We are struggling because we have a medical diagnosis that is all of a sudden very real and feels like it came out of left field. We have adversity because we have aging parents who are starting to be more and more forgetful and needing more and more of our attention. We have adversity because things at home with our kids or with our spouse are not the way that they are depicted in Hallmark movies. And we're starting to really struggle with our expectations of how we thought life and family would be versus how things are in 2022. Obviously, I think the biggest adversity that we have faced as a globe, our adversary, is COVID-19 in the last 2 years. But all of us face adversity. All of us do. And I think that it's really important to remember that as much as we would like to sit on a beach, drink a pina colada, and not have any worries, that's just not how life works. And we actually aren't strengthened. We actually don't grow. We're not made wiser when everything is perfect. And I know that that's not fun to hear, but we are not transformed on the mountaintops when things are just really easy. We become the best versions of ourselves when we do face adversity and we do take it head on. In the devotional book that a friend of mine got me by Whitney Henneman, she talks about adversity, and the scripture that she uses I think is just so perfect. It's Ecclesiastes 7:14. In the day of prosperity be joyful, and in the day of adversity consider God has made the one as well as the other, so that humans may not find out anything that will be after them. So in this devotional, she talks about how adversity allows us to be our most authentic selves, and it reveals two really important things about us. One is our actual functional image of God, what we truly believe to know to be true about God. Now, this is not what we say at brunch with our friends. This is not necessarily what we even say on Facebook. But when push comes to shove, when we face adversity, we realize what we believe. we are really, truly tested in our faith and our trust. Many people realize, wow, do I trust my stuff? Do I trust my ability to lie and think that I can control everything? Or do I trust my God? And so that is a huge, huge thing. In our particular scripture story that we have been unpacking on Sunday mornings is Jacob in the book of Genesis, and how Jacob struggled to really trust God and to really allow God to work in his life. When push comes to shove, if faith and our trust in God is like a parachute, we might say, oh, yeah, I have this parachute, it's really nice. But if we're jumping out of an airplane, would we trust that the parachute would open? So that's the first thing that adversity teaches us. And the second thing that this author, Whitney Heinemann, talks about is that adversity shows us who we really are, in our strength, in our empathy, and our compassion, in our self-awareness and our growth, and in the ways that we are able to mature and get wiser. And that's just so true. Adversity allows us the ability to understand how strong we are, what capacity we have. And this, again, the sad thing is, we don't find out what we're made of until we face struggles. We don't recognize and give thanks to God for the newfound wisdom we have, for the strength that we have, for the trust and relationship in Jesus that we've built when things are good. It's when things are tough that all of those things deepen and grow and are refined. So I want to end with this amazing quote by Charles Spurgeon from his book, Strengthen My Spirit by Charles Spurgeon. No stars gleam so brightly as those which glisten in the polar sky. No water tastes so sweet as that which springs amid the desert sand. And no faith is so precious as that which lives and triumphs in adversity. Tried faith brings experience. You could not have believed your own weakness had you not been compelled to pass through the rivers. And you would never have known God's strength had you not been supported amid the water floods. Faith increases in solidity, assurance, and intensity the more that it is exercised through tribulation. Faith is precious, and its trial is precious too. Now, I don't know what adversity you are facing. You obviously know the adversity that my husband and Russ and I are facing. We all have different things, but I know you're facing something significant, which is probably more than having to get new tires. So please know that God is working in the midst of this, that you are growing and you are changing, you are being refined. And the most important thing I want you to remember, that in the midst of adversity, you are not in the arena alone. God is with you every single step of the way, and God will continue to be with you, whether you invite him in or not, begotten or not begotten, God is there. So blessings upon you, and whatever you consider your adversary at this time, I pray that you would know the strength that is in yourself, which is ultimately the strength of Jesus Christ.